Oh, fuck. Alright, now I have to fucking... What's the name of that site? It's called YouTube. It's fucking YouTube. I have to change this shit. Why is that? Alright, yeah. Change the thumbnail. Yeah, I wonder if I downloaded it. Did I not? There we go. Okay. What the fuck?
You do hair first, makeup first, outfit first.
What is it? Hair last, so then it's down for the littlest amount of time as possible.
No amount of hair ties. Oh, you did it all in one.
Yeah.
Do you sleep it with it in a hotel?
Yeah.
Does it hurt when it's down?
Yeah. I hate this.
Oh god. That's really cute. Her makeup is a hot mess, but I think her hair looks good. She wants to kill me. Does your hair hurt me down?
I hate it. No. This is your dream, isn't it?
I think it would.
Funny. So fucking funny. Should probably let the fuckers in Discord know. Hey, I'm live. I'm live now, so yeah. That's the thing. Yo, what's good, dude? We are gonna argue if you want. Give a fuck. Let me see. What are we doing tonight? I'm selling my truck. So, and yeah. Trying to get bare minimum $2,000 for it. Pretty sure that's a fucking very fair price. Where'd you get that shirt? This one? Goodwill. Shit you not. Got it from Goodwill. It's got a hamburger on it. Are you afraid of the old ladies that walk their cats? I think they're clinically insane. If you ask me personally, I think they're clinically insane. Liar? I'm not a liar. Why would I be a liar? I got this from Goodwill. That's where I bought it. I bought this at Goodwill. I don't know where it originally came from, but I got it from Goodwill. Let's see. I need to. Oh fuck me. You are. Okay, how am I a liar? Let's break it down. You want to argue? Let's argue about that. How am I a liar? Okay, because I bought this shirt at fucking Goodwill, where I get most of my fucking clothes. You know why? Because I'm a cheap ass. Aside from that, no way you could have got that at Goodwill. Why is that? Wait, what are you talking? Dude, alright. What makes you say that? Number one. Number two, maybe I should... Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna make... give me a minute. I'm gonna make some adjustments. There we go. Let's put that over there. So I'm at least looking at you guys. We got the chat going. Avery, what's up, dog? What's up, dude? Welcome to the program. No way you could have got it at Goodwill. Why is that? Are traps gay? We've already had this discussion. Fuck yes, they are. Till the end of fucking time. Traps are super fucking homo. No stains. Oh, that's funny. I like that. No, I'm very picky. I'm telling you. I go to Goodwill because I want a bargain, right? I don't go for a deal, Alright, I don't go to snag a good shirt for a cheap price. No, I go to get the fucking cheapest motherfucking shit that I can. However, I have this crazy fucking thing called standards. Okay? Like, I was at Goodwill today. I was over by... You're definitely not picky. Oh, trust me, I am. I went to Goodwill today. I found some shirts that I really liked. Really liked. They were great bargains. They were good prices. They were very nice. They were. I primarily like to wear golf shirts. Golf shirts and button-ups. That's like my number one thing. Low standards, please. I'm just thrifty, okay? Very thrifty, all right? What was I saying? Yeah, so I was in there today, and I found some really good stuff that I liked. However, there's just a couple things wrong on them, and I put them back. Golf shirts suck. Oh, please. Okay? I do a lot of work with my hands. I do a lot of work in the sun. I do a lot of strenuous manly work. And I love golf shirts because they breathe very fucking nicely. Okay, we're talking about material here. We're talking about the fabric that it's made out of. It's fucking killer, dude. I go in, I can knock out work, get the job done, and not be over fucking heated. You know, I don't go to work in something like this because it's, you know, it's like the polyester, it's the cotton, you know, and all that jazz. Keeps the heat in. Don't need that in my life. Need the golf shirt. I need that shit to just breathe to the fucking world. Avery, what's been going on, man? How have you been? What is new in your world? Alright, so since we're here, here's what I'm doing. I'm selling my fucking truck, okay? As much as I love it, it's helped me out a lot. Went and got my oil changed today. Now here's the thing: these guys are swindlers. They'll any tiny little thing, like, oh, your paint's chipped here, so we need to replace your fucking engine. Like you go to these places, and a lot of these mechanics, it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the dollar. They're trying to get you to spend as much money as they can. I fucking get it. Shirts don't have lungs. Oh, how many genders are there? I don't know. Let's see. Male, female. Oh shit! Holy, what the fuck? What is that? 2018. You've been lying to me. There's only 2 genders? What is that? Alright, so, what is that? What's that called when you describe something? You give life to something that doesn't have life. You're animating an inanimate object. You're breathing life using colorful words and whatnot. Okay, let me dumb this down for you, while at the same time making it as complex as possible. The fabric is of a very specific quality. There's not 3 genders. Try to explain the 3 fucking gender bullshit to me. And if you fucking say hermaphrodites, get the fuck out of here, because I got a whole bunch of scientific fucking peer-reviewed scientific journalistic studies, fucking articles that have been posted and listed up on the interweb for you to fucking enjoy. The whole personification, yes. Male, female, and then hermaphrodite in between. No. Please don't say that. Golf shirts. Alright, fuck it, I'll give you that. I will give you that. I will give you golf shirts. I will... That was funny. Alright. Alright, fuck, dude. I hope to God he's awake. Where is he? Just been working, saving up for a car, bro. How's life? Speaking of saving up for a car, dude, you want to buy a truck? Because that's what I'm doing. I got Craigslist up over here. I'm about to post that bad boy. You don't want my truck. I will not sell my truck to a friend. It needs so much fucking work done on it. It gets from point A to point B, but that's about it. So it needs a lot of work done. Is anime real? Yeah. Real fucking gay. No, seriously, yeah, anime's a real fucking thing, dude. Anime's real. There's some good anime, there's some really shit. There's a lot of bad anime. There's a lot. Like, it's hard for me to get into anime because there's so much shit. But there's a few nuggets. Going back to the whole I'm picky thing. Pogue. P-O-G. What do you mean? Personnel other than grunt? Oh, fuck. I gotta hit up photo. Let me see photo. Please be online. Please be online. Please be online. Shit. All anime is good on Pornhub. I'm telling you, it's all about character development. I'm telling you, man, that stuff on porn. So you're saying that I will one day get a cat girl to marry me? Yeah, sure. Just go to the right convention. You'll be good. That's what I've always fucking wondered, dude. All right, so I don't shit on like different weird fetishes that people like. I'll like, for example, furries are fucking weird, right? But I wouldn't necessarily like trash talk them and go out of my way to belittle them as human beings just because of something that they're into, right? Cat girls are not good, no. But what I'm saying is we gotta be real, we gotta be honest about shit, right? Honesty is very fucking important. Those furry motherfuckers, and it's been proven that the vast majority of the people in the furry communities, it's a sex thing, dude. It's totally a fucking sex thing. And it just makes me wonder, it's like, how many conventions? No. Dude, what the fuck, dude? I'm trying to get some... Hold on, I'm trying to get some fucking background music up in this bitch. Chill back. Let's try that, whatever. Are you low gain? No, man. Jake Paul for life, dude. Just dabbing on them haters, you know what I'm saying? Jazz and hip hop music, what do we got? What the... We should have some nice, mellow background music for you guys. No, I hate both of these fucking retards. I've talked about them pieces of shit on the stream like a million times. Like, these guys are total fucking ass. But the reason why I have this picture, twofold. One, every time we get like a sizable donation, I like to, you know, whoever did it, you know, we can do a little piece of artwork on this poor sad fuck. But, you know, aside from that fact, this is up here because if this stupid piece of fucking shit can make it in the world, you have no excuse. You have no fucking excuse for goddamn anything in your life if motherfuckers like this can make it. This system's rigged, it's this, that, and the other. You gotta have connections. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's motherfuckers like him. The fact that he exists gives me drive and gives me passion. Is it okay if I watch you while I'm in your closet? We're all here together, my friends, so yes, absolutely. Alright, let's get back to the fucking CarMax, dude. Like, I'm trying to sell this truck as, like I don't want to sell it now because I do need something in the meantime. Like, how do I describe this? It's like I want to sell it within a week to 2 weeks from now. I don't really want to sell it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because I still need a replacement vehicle. So what I'm trying to do is I'm setting it up to sell it. But at the same time, what I want to do is, oh yeah. What I want to do is I want to kind of source things. I want to get an idea of what I'm going to get after I sell the truck. But you gotta start early. Just put a body pillow and sell to a weed. Body pillow of who? That's the thing, though. It really kind of depends, man. Like, like, who am I gonna put on the, like, who's the waifu? All right. Everyone has very different tastes. All right. I mean, I guess I could put some fucking jailbait lolly on that shit, and anyone will fucking take it. That's the thing about anime I don't get, is like when it's clearly a girl underage. Like, they make it a point to let you know that she's a youngin', but then they way dramatically over-sexualize her. That's... No, man, that's way too much for fucking me. I ain't about that life. Corey? What? Oh, you said Corey, and I was like, I thought that was fake wife. I thought that you were her for some weird reason. She likes to come up in here under pseudonyms and whatnot. Ass mustache! What's going on? Oh, Corey, hey, you want to buy a truck? $2,000. Where am I? You gonna drive it to... No, I am not driving that to Virginia. I need this Corey in the house. What's up, dog? Hell no. You don't want my truck, dude. It needs $2,000 worth of fucking work on it, dude. Not dramatically, but it does need work on it. Fuck. So I'm looking at Craigslist right now. I'm in my account. Where's the fucking button so I can post something? In Hong Kong, a woman may kill her husband if she discovers he has been unfaithful. It's completely legal as long as she kills him with her bare hands. That's some brutal fucking shit, dude. No. No. Put in the description, if you buy this car, you will get laid tomorrow. No. I mean, there are mood lights in the bed of the truck. Mace Valor, YouTube channel. I have a video. Check it out. But yeah, there's LED lights in the back of the truck. So it's a party truck. During the day, it's a work truck. But when the lights go down, the sun sets, the moon rises, you throw on those LED lights. You put on some soft tunes in the background. You click the right settings on the LEDs that flash to the music. Oh yeah, that'll get you bumped. You put some Lionel Richie on that bitch, you're getting your dick wet. I guarantee it. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Any car under 5K needs work. Well, not. I mean, yeah. I mean, for the most part, yeah. For the most part, yeah. But on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of cars that just don't maintain their value. Like, they were overproduced and whatnot. Why did Sly Ninja say Corey? I have no idea. He didn't say nothing. He didn't tell me. Alright, so we're gonna go post to classifieds. Let's get this bumping. So, alright chat, since I'm gonna try and sell my truck, what do you guys think I should write on it? For sale by owner. Cars and trucks. No, not CDs, DVDs, and VHS. VHS? Alright. Let's get this bumping. So what's our title going to be? We have to entice people. We learned this in English class, okay? In middle school, you got to have a good title. Not just that, you have to have a good hook. once they click on the link. We gotta clickbait these motherfuckers. Get laid tonight, Gold Ranger 2001. Uh, 201. Or no. I'm gonna do it in all caps. Fuck it. I'm gonna do this their style. That's how I'm doing. 2001 Ford Ranger XLT V6 4.0 liter. And the starting price is going to be $2,700. Whoa, not 27. No, not 27,000. I wish. Specific location, yeah, Las fucking Vegas, dude. Come on out here. I'm not gonna put out my zip code because I don't need you motherfuckers doxing me and shit. Sold. Just put a bunch of emojis and get all the cool kids to buy it. Oh, right. Okay. Some good beats, dude. I like this. Yeah, give me a second. I'll open Discord. Alright, let me just go change some settings. But yeah, Discord's open. You can jump in, as always. You don't have to ask, man. You don't have to ask. Just write, yo, bitch. Mace Valor. Prick. Get on. Change. There we go. Yo. Chief! Chief is in the house.
Hello, hello.
Hold on. What is up, my dog, dude?
Oh my goodness.
Dude, it's been a while.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll see you in November.
Oh, you're coming to Seattle?
I'm planning on it. My truck needs a shitload of work on it, so here's what happened. So I was planning on going up there for the month to hang out with my kids, see the family, and all that jazz. And I was going to transfer TaskRabbit up there for the time being so I could still work. And went and got my oil change. I knew there was some stuff I needed to change up in my truck. Technically, the plan is still good, but it depends on how much. Like I need to sell the truck because it's not like so bad to where it doesn't run. It runs fine. It just there's so much work that needs to get done. For me to do that trip, I would have no choice but to get that work done, and that costs more than the truck. And I told myself, I already matched it. I put in twice as much as what I paid for it. So the amount of work I put into the truck was its current Kelly Blue Book value. I said if I have to put in more than like $300 more than that, I'm just selling it. So I got like another $2,000 worth of work to do in order to do that major trip. So it's like, it's a work truck, it's an A to B truck. I can sell it just as that. So that's what we're gonna do. Get the cash and then go get a replacement. That's the plan right now.
Okay.
So provided that I can do that just fine, no problem. I'll still be going up in November. So.
Nice. Hold on.
So what have you been up to, dog?
Hey, I have not been doing much YouTube or like gig stuff.
I couldn't tell.
You know, the whole job and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Just fucking MIA, man. Shit's terrible. But you know, I've been like super busy with the apprenticeship that I'm working on.
Right.
So, and I've also been doing a lot of streaming too, which is nice. On Twitch. Yeah.
No, I get your alerts like boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
2001.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm in like in the match on Battle right now.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, let me I'll jump back in here once I'm out of here. I'll switch to IRL.
Oh yeah, do your thing, boss.
All right. Shit. All right. I'll come back in a minute.
Whoa, whoa! This is a wholesome Christian stream, dude. I don't need you coming up in here. Yeah, you're good. I'll see you in a minute. Did he bounce? Avery, dude, what's up, my dog?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, dog?
What's up? Is my my voice all weird? Does it sound bad or something?
Nah, you're good, dude. What you been
Alright,
up to?
cool.
How's the hustle going for you?
It's going pretty good. Especially when you realize how much money you spend on dumb shit, how much money could be in your bank. So I guess it's going pretty well.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the big things aren't the problem. It's always the little shit. I remember back in, what was it, 2015, I looked at my bank account and I kept saying to myself, what the fuck, man, where the fuck is all my money going? And I literally went in there for like the last 3-4 months and I calculated every single time I got fast food. Every time I got fast food. And it was like a sizable chunk of my income was going to just fast food. And I was like, holy shit, dude. And by just cutting out the fast food, not entirely, but like drastically minimizing it, using it less of a convenience and more like I'm out and about, I don't have time to obviously go back home, cook shit, and then whatever. Just as like just the strict like lunchtime convenience, just boiling it down to just that, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, that drastically changed the numbers in the bank account back then. It's always the little shit that fucking gets you.
Yeah, like my an old teacher of mine told me something when I was a kid, and I didn't realize what he meant until like just recently. He told me, he was like, you know, all you kids that aren't doing your homework, all the little things add up, and when it comes to the end of the semester, and you have a 50 or 59%, you know, that one homework piece that you decided not to do, you'll see. And so me and my fiance, or my girl, we figured that one out pretty hard, because we would go to a place called Honey Pig. I don't know if you've heard of one, but it's basically Korean barbecue kind of, and it's like
barbecue.
Yeah, it was like $60 each time we went, and we went at least twice a week.
Holy shit.
And yeah, the money, like you just see all the money just go.
That's $500 a month, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and we were paying like $1,500 rent, and we had dogs that we were paying for.
However,
it was nuts.
though, that shit's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah, it's almost worth it. Almost.
It's like the only place that you can like Korean barbecue is the only place you can get away with like, oh, I have to go here and cook my own fucking food. Fuck it, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, when I was in Korea, it's like we would pay, because you're in fucking Korea. So in the States, it's obviously a lot more expensive because it's considered like a luxury or whatever, but it's like fucking normal over there. So it'd be like $20. You go in and you get like, it's just open. You go in and it's like you load up on all the food you want. You eat all this fucking amazing food, and then it's like, I want more. You go back, you get more. The first time I ever tried duck, and I was like, oh, man, duck, I don't want to eat a fucking duck. I like ducks. Ducks are cute. And I'm like, fuck it, man. Duck's the new chicken.
Yeah, I halfway wished I lived in Japan, or that I was Japanese, because like we think ramen over here, or specific actual Japanese food and Korean food is like really expensive and it's really hard to find and stuff like that. In Japan, you can literally go to a vending machine and get a nice little dinner, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I've only been to Japan once, and that was for like 4 hours during a layover, so it doesn't really count. We couldn't even like leave the air, like we landed at the airport, and then because it's all military and their families and whatnot. And we had to go off into this holding area for like 3 or 4 hours to wait for the next flight because we were headed to Korea. So that was my only experience. But man, fuck, I would have loved to be in Japan. Like ever since I was a kid, it was like one of those nations that I wanted to visit outside the U.S. But I got stuck in fucking Korea, which, hey, Korea is like the poor man's Japan. That's the best way to describe it. Which I think they actually I think Korea is actually wealthier than Japan. Is Korea wealthier than Japan? Samsung's pretty fucking big. And you got like all the car manufacturers. But yeah, I also have them in Japan. I don't know. I think Japan's probably a lot more. You know,
I don't know. I think the only major city they have is Seoul. I believe. I mean, I'm sure.
Osan, Uijeonbu. There's a lot of big cities out there. Not a lot that we know of, obviously. But
yeah. Yeah, I wonder how rich they really are, considering the fact they're the ones who conquered Japan, I think.
No, I don't think the Koreans and Japanese ever fucked with each other. The Japanese and Chinese, though, they've had some issues over the years.
Yeah, the rape of Nanking or something. Wasn't that them? Chinese?
Yeah, that was them. That was well, it was the Japanese that. It was like their whole imperialist, let's do this whole empire scope thing. So they were going off into China and they were fucking shit up. There's like a lot of propaganda of them throwing babies up in the air and skewering them on their fucking bayonets and shit. Like really fucked up shit.
It was some dark time.
Hey, Mace, my roommates bought me that same poster. Oh yeah? It's a good poster. It's nice. You gotta make sure you get a nice Sharpie, and you just fuck all over it. Fuck that thing up, dude. It's a fucking piece of shit. These fucking Paul brothers, man. If these guys can make it, anyone can make it. No one has an excuse. That's what I say. All right, so I'm trying to work on this fucking ad on Craigslist for this damn truck. Amazing work truck. It's unbelievable. It's going to be huge. Seriously, no joke. This bad boy is a champ. It's like I don't know what else to like. I know that there are things wrong with the truck. Obviously, I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be transparent. I'm like, yo, this is what needs to be handled on this bad boy. But other than that, it's a fucking beast.
What type of truck is it?
It is a 2001 Ford Ranger V6 4-liter. It's a good truck, it really is. And I've done a shitload of work on it. But there's still more work that needs to be done, and I am not willing to pony up the cash to put into it. It's like, let's see, like for the first time, since the first time in my life since I got out of the Army, I'm finally like able to save money. I'm finally having more money at the end of the month than month at the end of the money. I finally was able to situate myself like that, and it took years for that to happen. And I finally got myself to that point. And right when I got to that point, the truck just started, every month it was something new. The radiator went out, the water temperature, the temperature housing went out, the fucking starter went out, the ignition switch went out. Like, it was just constant, one after another going out. So every month I'm saving up money, but then I have to take a chunk of the money that I saved to put back into the truck, put back into the truck, put back into the truck. And it's like, I can't keep doing this. Went in and got my oil change today, and I knew I needed some stuff done on it. And then they brought me out there, and you know, they gotta upsell you. They gotta say, oh, this is wrong, you gotta fix this. Like, they gotta make everything seem far more drastic than it really is. So I was like, just let me know what I need to do, and I'll check it out. And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this stuff's bad. It's like, because I want to take the truck on a long trip in a couple months. It's not going to make that trip unless those things are fixed. it can still get around town just fine, no problem. But for a continuous long fucking 20-hour trip like that, it's not gonna. No, it ain't gonna do it. So. Sup, gamer girl? Bust out the. I'm not a titty streamer, man. I'm a B cup. Okay. These pectorals, man, they're not big enough for you. Damn, you got some hella cute. Thank you for that. Yeah, I get that a lot. And yes, these are my natural eyeballs. Seriously, no joke. This bad boy is a champ. Been using it. Fuck, I don't like. What am I supposed to write? Like, oh my god. It's like every time I write an ad for something that I sell, I'm able to like put some personality into it. But for some fuck all reason, I'm just having difficulties. Technical difficulties.
You see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Oh, you scared me. Thank you for that. I love my alerts. And that's what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. It's my follow alert.
Oh, sorry.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass? Decent gas mileage for a truck. Plus, sports a shell over the bed for added protection. Fuck.
You alright?
No, I'm just. It's like I'm just trying to word this without being too wordy, you know. Decent gas mileage for a truck, and well maintained, which is true. I have been maintaining it pretty good. Used as a work. Used as a work truck, but treated like a... No, I can't say treated like a delicate flower because the inside looks like shit. Used like a work truck, but treated like a lady. There we go. So when they look on the inside, well, she was in an abusive relationship. That's what happened. Decent gas mileage for a truck and well maintained. Used as a work truck, but treated like a lady. So stupid. But respected. Yo! Dog? Mike. Hello, son 666. What's up? How are you? How am I? How are you? I'm good, dude. I'm working on an ad for my truck. I need to get rid of it. It's not broken or anything like that. It does need some work on it, but it runs. So I'm tired of pouring money into it. So sell it, get money, use that money to get something better. That's the plan. But respected like a lady. I don't know why I sound like a fucking incel right now. You gotta treat like a lady. I can't spell respected. Yeah, there's an S in that word. Uses a work truck. Respected as a lady. Hmm. Are you an atheist? No, I'm... If you ask people of my faith if I were an atheist, they would say that I am. If you ask atheists if I'm an atheist, they would say I am not. So, me, do I consider myself an atheist? No. I agree with a lot of the sentiments from atheists. I agree with a lot of their positions on things. They do bring up some very compelling arguments against faith and the like. I'm doing alright. I just watched my grandson play a game on here for a while, so I'm exploring Twitch more. Oh, wow, it's fun. We have a great time here. This is a good, wholesome stream. It is. Not really. Usually there's a lot of insanity going on. We argue about anything and everything. That's just the title. It's all about the discussion. It's all about communicating. It's all about creating a sense of community. It's all about, hey, I may not agree with the same thing that you do. Like, we may not agree on the same things, but we can let bygones be bygones and we can still be cool with one another. That doesn't always happen, though. But that is what it is. Alright. Definitely got some miles on her, but she's still pushing strong with few issues. Automatic V6 4.0 liter, giving you all the power you need to get the job done. That's built Ford tough, if you ask me. What are some of your core values / beliefs? All right, so beliefs are odd. It's whole thing with language gets messy. I like to let's stick with the values aspect of it. When I look at the values, right? When we look at this whole moral code, right? I remember I got into a heated debate, an argument with someone because they challenged my sense of faith, right? They challenged my viewpoint and perspective on the world based upon morals. And this is at a time in my life where I didn't like hardcore believe in God. You know, I questioned a higher power, questioned reality, but I didn't firmly believe in this rigorous religious teachings and whatnot. I was very questionable and skeptical of it. And so she said that because I did not live my life by a religious doctrine, that therefore I had no moral code. That the only way that I could have any sense of moral value was by adhering to a religion. And because this is like this old college fucking philosophical thing where our morals are derived from the teachings of like religion and whatnot. And historically, when you look back, it's kind of, these are things that are ingrained in us as human beings. We're very social creatures, and you know, when you're a part of a social setting, when you're a part of a community, there's things that kind of naturally take place, underlining things that take place within that community that make it a cohesive whole. That's my understanding of it. You don't necessarily need a book to tell you how to live your life. You don't need some figure to come in and say, this is what we're going to do because a higher power says it, and I'm the one that's telling you. He's not going to come directly talk to you. He's going to talk to you through, like, you don't need any of that, right? You know, through social evolution, we've kind of brought ourselves up to this position to where we can have a moral code without being told, right? It's ingrained within us, within how we are socially with one another. So some of my core values and beliefs, don't be a fucking asshole. Now, I like to think that I'm an asshole, right? No one likes a douchebag, everyone likes an asshole. We keep it real. But at the end of the day is, don't deliberately go out of your way to cause harm, strife, to another human being. That's like literally that is quite literally the golden fucking rule of being a human being. You want to have a decent life, you want to have a decent existence, do what you got to do for you, but do it without causing harm to another person, right? And I don't mean physical violence. That's like emotional trauma. That could be financial instability, like stealing from people and stuff. Bow, bow, bow. Basically that. Don't be an asshole. Because that one thing encompasses a whole lot. Which, if you wanted to break it down even more, like I said, don't deliberately go out of your way to be a human piece of shit. It's that simple. And then this whole argument, like, well, what defines a human piece of shit? What defines being an asshole? That's where the whole justification thing comes in. That's kind of being an asshole. You gotta justify. You have to overextend and defend everything. Admit when you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong. That's what some people don't get. A lot of people don't get that. That's something I learned. I was a church boy growing up. Not my family. Me. I'm the one that volunteered to go do that, right? I wanted to expand my mind. I wanted to see what was out there. I wanted to connect, be a part of a community. Went to church. And I realized a lot of these people, they get upset because you disagree with them. And someone like me, it's like, I could have a discussion with someone and disagree with them and not think any differently of them. I could love the person to death, disagree with them, still love them to death. I could hate someone to their core, agree with them, and at the end of the day, still fucking be detested by their very fucking existence. Here's the thing. People, when you tell someone, I disagree with you, that instinctively tells them that they are wrong. By me saying, I don't agree with your viewpoint, that's, to them, from their perspective, that's me saying, you're fucking wrong, I'm right. I didn't say that. I didn't mean to say that. That's not my intention, but that's how people fucking take it. What are some major concepts or beliefs have been dead wrong about? I have been dead wrong about? Like, you might want to rephrase the question, I think. And that's the thing, though. Like if you're asking me what are some major concepts / beliefs, whatever, that I have been dead wrong about, how am I to say what I have been? Yo, holy shit! What's up? What's up?
Yo.
What's good, dude?
All right, yeah, I just got bodied on Battle Right, but yeah.
Seems about right. How's Conan going? You guys still playing that?
Conan's good.
It's like
Yeah,
MMO,
yeah.
right?
Not an MMO. It's more of a. It's more like Ark Survival Evolved or Rust. Like there'd be like a server of maybe like 50 people. So yeah, it's not really an MMO. It's just a survival game. You build bases and stuff.
I fucking love survival games. However, I wanted to play Rust. I bought Rust. I spent hours trying to get it to fucking work. I went on forum posts. I did uninstalls, reinstalls. Like I did everything to make that fucking game work. And I just had to return it on Steam because I couldn't get it to work at all.
Jeez,
and it wasn't the computer's
dude.
fault. The computer was fine. It's just like I looked at all these forum posts and there was a shitload of people that just could not get the game to fucking work.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a big killer. It's like that's why I don't play PUBG a whole lot. The only time I'll play PUBG is if my buddy Corey's playing. It's the only time I'll get on it because it's buggy as fuck. I have no respect for a game if it can't do the one thing it's designed to do, which is fucking get past the fucking main menu.
Yeah. It was interesting. Actually, Conan, when it first came out, I actually had a similar issue, so I bought it, right, to play with Anna and my friend JC. And pretty much right after I bought it, I had to refund it because it was literally unplayable on my computer. It was that bad, dude. But they did a lot of optimizations, and now my computer can run it without any issues. The exact same computer, exact same setup. They just, you know, I guess they fixed whatever issues they had with their code to where optimization was sorted out. So, you know, it's actually a lot of fun now. It's very surprising because I hated it at first.
But you stuck it out though, and you enjoy it since then.
No, I did not stick it out. I got a refund right away.
Oh.
Like I played it for about 20 minutes, got a refund.
No, but I thought you were playing
a
it
year
now.
later.
Oh, a year.
Oh
later.
yeah. It's good now. A year later. It was a whole year later that I rebought it.
Okay, I didn't know that it. I thought it was a recent thing. I didn't know that it came out that.
Nah,
long
the first time I played Conan Exiles was like a little over a year ago. Yeah. So Mace, any interesting arguments people have brought up today?
We were momentarily talking about religion, like core values and beliefs and stuff, and I talked about a moral code where the position that I have, where you can have a moral code without having religion. Having religion or some sense of religion, some sense of community that's behind a central moral code, it can be a very healthy thing, but it doesn't apply to everybody. So basically what I was saying is my vantage point, like this is me as someone that went to church growing up. I liked being a part of that, but what it basically came down to was I didn't need that for a moral code. And as I took time into my life and like explored and looked into other avenues, humanity has an interesting way of being like, we're very social creatures, right? And within that, we kind of do this interconnecting thing where it's this underlying way to exist and cohabitate with one another, to where that is our moral code. Our moral code is derived from the ways that we interact with each other that help benefit us as a whole. And that's
makes
kind of
sense.
Yeah. And so the person like asked me like what are some of my core values and stuff like that. And like I guess if I had to say like, well, what's my moral code? Don't be an asshole. Right?
Right.
Basically, I'm not saying you like, oh, there are a lot of assholes in the world, but that's not to deliberately go out of your way to cause harm to another person, which is beyond even violent harm. It's like emotional harm, financial harm to another human being, like stealing, like just the old adage, the whole golden rule: be kind to your neighbor. Shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense. I had somebody in my chat ask me. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It was something about greatness. Here we go. He says, greatness exists. Why become great? So my answer was, greatness is in the eye of the beholder. Greatness to you is different than greatness for me. But for each individual, whatever they believe greatness is, it is a worthwhile pursuit for them to try to achieve greatness, because that means that they are trying to become the best version of themselves.
Oh. What, so like their standpoint, the opposing standpoint was basically like, don't fucking try.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is like, that's a very like self-defeatist thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why bother? It's like, huh? That's the whole purpose of it, you know? You want to go out and attain, like me, for example, right? I do everything I can to improve myself and bring myself up to a higher station in life. And that's just not like, you could look at that financially, but I try to look at it more as, like the thing I told you I always try to stay busy on something, right? I always try to have some kind of project, stay busy, keep myself doing something positive, right? If I were to not do those things, those are the things, that's that greatness that I am pushing towards. If I'm not pushing towards the self-betterment in my life, being an active participant in my own life, then what's the whole purpose of it, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Me personally, just to add a different perspective, I kind of could see what he's saying, or they are saying, depending, like, if they're saying, like, you know I can be great, but, like, I'm okay with being right here. I kind of feel like that's all right, but, it depends, obviously, but, like, I see, like, you know, let's just say for something, just random thing, like, let's say someone's in the UFC, and they want to be champion. You know, they want to
Right.
be great. They want to be legendary.
Yeah.
But if they go, 56-0 or something like that, and they're not champion, like you at least are somewhere. You at least made it to a certain point. Like you didn't stop moving forward towards greatness. You just never got there. You never achieved it. But you at least land somewhere. But you're like okay with it. I think that might be what they're saying, maybe. And I couldn't, because me personally, like I have dreams and things that I want to strive for.
Yeah.
But I would be okay with just a normal, relaxed life, everyday job type of thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I think that still goes back to what I was saying originally, in that greatness is in the eye of the beholder, and if for you that is what greatness is, then you have achieved your own personal greatness. It's not great. It might not be greatness in the eyes of Donald Trump, but it's what you perceive to be, a great position for you to be in your own personal life.
Yeah, I think your version sums it up pretty well.
But in terms of like society as a whole, I think an interesting viewpoint is also in terms of money, right? So, is there ever a point where you have enough money? Can you become a millionaire and have enough money? Is it 500 million? Is it 900 million? Is it 2 billion? 5 billion? Like, at what point can you say, I've made enough money, I don't need to make any more money, I think I'm done, And so Mace, like in terms of like the Choose FI pursuit of financial independence thing, like that pretty much gives you a number. It gives you a number in which you say, my level of greatness, my level of happiness doesn't need to exceed this point because I'm done after that. I don't need to be a billionaire, a multi-billionaire to achieve my personal greatness. For me, that number is about $500,000. That has me like set for life, where my money makes enough money to where I don't need to work another day in my life. For other people it might be a different thing, but for me that's greatness. I don't need to be a millionaire or a billionaire for me to achieve my own personal greatness monetarily. So
let me see. If I had to choose a number, and I just had that number of money until the day I died, so this money has to last me until I'm like 90-something years old, I would say, that's a rough one. Let's see, I'd probably say around, well, I got kids, so I'd have to probably be a little bit more up there, probably $1 million. But that's also accounting for the fact that, I got to take care of the kids as well. If it were literally just me, no kids, no girlfriend, nothing like that, I think about $400,000. I could easily go I could buy a house somewhere in the middle of fuck all nowhere for like $100,000, fucking live there.
Yeah.
Live out the rest of my days kind of that way, but where's the fun in that? I guess for me on a personal level, money's nice. Don't get me wrong, man. It like they say the old adage, money doesn't buy happiness. It doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy you a lot of cool. It provides you with the means and the connections to do things that make you happy. And I don't mean like monetary things. I don't mean like vacations or like technology, like a brand new like $10,000 computer rig. No, I mean like, let's say someone's battling with depression, right? Well, someone with money, it's a little bit easier for them to find to get a hold of the proper resources that can help them with that depression, shit like that, So that's kind of how I've always looked at it. It's true that money doesn't buy happiness, but
for me personally, and I'll leave after this because I gotta go. But,
word.
For me personally, I think enough money will just for me would be to actually have the amount of money. Like let's just say average income is $100,000 a year. Like I think enough money, it obviously depends on a lot of things, but enough money is being able or getting that $100,000 a year or whatever it is, getting enough money to get the things that you want and buy the stuff that you want and not worry about, you know, bills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And not spend, you know, 80 hours doing the work to do it. So, you know, I forgot what the term is, but basically money that comes in without you actually having to, you know, put in, you know, 80 hours, 100 hours of work every 2 weeks, and, you know, you're just kind of coasting through life. You're kind of like killing yourself through it, you know.
Yeah.
So that would be enough money for me, I would say. Like money that's coming in that you don't have to, you know, you don't have to put in those hours of work and everything like that.
Right. Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, but I'll catch you guys later. It was a good talk.
Yeah, it was
I'll
nice. Nice meeting you, Avery. I don't think I've ever met you before.
No, I think we've been in Mace's stream like.
Oh, okay.
Time,
it gets pretty loud in here, so.
All right. Well, nice meeting you again, then, Avery. Appreciate it.
Yeah. If Mace streams late like he did today, then I'll be able to join every once in a while.
Yay.
Okay, makes sense.
All right, see you guys.
All right, have a good one.
See you.
Cool. Mace, so how is your website coming along?
Oh, I got rid of it.
Is it released yet?
No, it's been released.
Oh, okay. How's it doing?
It released. I made a little. Let's see. I came out on top, not by like a huge margin. But, like, it was eating into my life. It was one of those things. So, like, I thought about it for a few days, and then I let my ads run, and then the ads stopped running. When the ads stopped running, people stopped coming, and I just kind of let it fizzle out. I actually just closed it out last night, and that's because it's like it's a lot of upkeep.
Okay.
It's like I'm doing so many different things outside of the website, and like I spent a lot of time getting it set up, getting it going, and then just the upkeep on it. You gotta test ads, and then you gotta test products. There's so many things you gotta do. If I didn't work as much as I do with TaskRabbit, I would have had if I would have had at least like an extra hour per day, right? But it got to the point where I was going to work and I was coming home and I was working on ads. I wasn't even spending time with the family, and then so that's when I was like, I'm gonna let it play out, and then I was like, all right, so I'm not in the hole at least, but you know, it's like I'm good, you know, which to me it's a good experience. I enjoyed it for the little bit of time that it lasted, but it's like, holy shit, like I can't stretch myself too thin. You know, I came into it thinking that it would be a little bit easier. All right, how do I say this? I knew there was going to be a lot involved. I knew that there was going to be a lot involved. However, especially in the early on part when you're testing products and you're testing ads and stuff like that, it's a lot until you find just the right thing. So I found just the right thing to get me to where I was, but it was going to take a lot more of the same thing I was already doing. How much longer can I go on this same schedule? So, but I'm, you know, as with everything else, I'm on to something new. So I'm doing some consulting work right now. So that's fun. You know, I told you about
consulting? Oh, no, I didn't know about this.
All right, so remember months ago, earlier this year, I was telling you about that company in Canada that reached out to me because they want to start this food delivery thing and whatnot?
Yeah, that's right.
So I gave him your information. I gave him some information of other YouTubers, right? But for whatever reason, it was about a week ago, he hit me back and he's like, hey, we've made a lot of progress. We've been really busy, but, you know, I really like a lot of your insight. And I want you to, you know, if you can kind of give us some advice and, you know, consult, you know, he's like,
that's sick, dude.
Yeah. So it's not like crazy amounts of money or anything, but
I
like that's the shit that I like talking about on YouTube. So basically he's having me, right now I'm putting together like slideshows and shit. And like, I'm making up all this stuff, to show them because it's him and his partner that I'm going to show like, hey, here's kind of my advice on how you guys should operate this. Because their thing is
Yeah.
like, they're very, very Canadian. They're very like, oh, we want to be pro driver and we want to be good to them.
Mhm.
And like, all this really,
Nice.
really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, you got to remember, it's like, you got to make money. So,
Mhm.
like, I can't tell you how to operate the business end of it. But I
Yeah.
can structure all the advice I give to you in a way that pushes towards your ethos, but at the same time doesn't take away from you being able to earn a profit. And the number one piece of advice that I've already given him is
Mhm.
your business model is wrong. DoorDash,
Oh.
Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all these delivery things, their business model is not a delivery company. Their business model is a marketing company, because they don't make a whole lot of money off of deliveries. And I even did some
Yeah.
math and I broke it down for them. It's like, all right, let's say you place an order, like me as a client, right? I place
Mhm.
an order with DoorDash, and my delivery is $5. So it's $5 out
Yeah.
of pocket that me as a client, I pay, right? And if I choose to tip, I tip. Well, let's take a look on DoorDash's end. Out in Vegas, DoorDash has to pay a driver a minimum of $7 for the delivery.
Mhm.
So that's like, the driver has to get paid out $7 for that one delivery, no matter what. At
Right.
bare minimum, DoorDash has to pay a single dollar bill. So let's say that the customer doesn't tip. Well, that means that the entire delivery fee goes to the driver plus an extra $2. The $1 minimum from DoorDash that they have to pay out, plus an extra dollar to cover the cost, right? So if the
Mhm.
driver does tip, let's say the driver gets tipped $10. Well, then DoorDash is only out for a single dollar, and then the other 9 would go to the driver, or
Yeah.
so they get paid out or whatever. So it's like, and I was trying to explain it to them that way. It's like the number one way that they make money is by relationships with restaurants. So if you have a
Mhm.
restaurant and they get signed up with the platform, if they get let's say Chipotle, oh, I got an order on DoorDash for Chipotle, you get a commission of that sale, because that's it's a lead generator,
Right.
as far as marketing is concerned. So restaurants are perfectly fine giving that commission, because they wouldn't have gotten that business elsewhere, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise. So that's why that they're okay with paying commissions on that. So, and I've been trying to explain that to them, and that's why I'm working on a lot of the stuff that I've been working on now,
I see.
because it's like, you can have like all the best intentions in the world, but if you can't be
If you're
profitable,
not making money, you're gonna go out of business.
well, the number one thing I think would probably be the most beneficial, it would have to be structured the right way. A lot of these
Yeah.
companies, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, Uber Eats, the number one flaw that I see for the driver and for clients is driver support and customer service. Those are horrible. They're pretty much non-existent across the board. A lot of them, you just email them and you, fingers crossed, hopefully you get something back. You would have to
Except
do
for
it.
caviar.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. So I was like, the number one way to do it, in my opinion, would to be like, all right, you already have independent contractors, right?
Mhm.
You could have a whole staff of driver support. You could have a whole staff of customer support, right? There's overhead. All right, just outsource it to India. All right, there's still overhead. So you're paying for this outsource company, and then you got to pay for all the shit that goes along with that. What if
Mhm.
the people that were doing your support were also independent contractors? Because Amazon does the same thing. Their driver support for Amazon Flex are sitting in their home on their computer with little headsets, and they're doing driver support and stuff like that.
Yo, and that Amazon Flex support is the bomb.com. Those guys are so helpful.
Oh yeah. So the thing is, when it comes to being an independent contractor, you have to supply your own stuff, right? So if you're doing support at home, you have to have your own computer, your own headset, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
On the flip side, the flippity-flop, when you look at it, you can't train them. If you have to train someone, that's an employee. So
Yeah.
it has to be worded a very particular way. it's like, oh no, we're not training them. We're giving them an orientation for how we do things so that they meet our standards. Like, it's a huge, long, wordy thing. You can't insinuate that you're doing anything that would bring that person from an independent contractor to an employee status.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the whole balancing act comes into play.
Wow. Yeah, good thing is you've got a background in marketing and you've been doing this gig economy stuff for years, so you kind of see like both ends of how the business works, and from the perspective of like how to not get taken advantage of. So I think that it definitely helps in your particular situation.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I enjoy it too,
In this gig.
and it's not like sitting down and typing out and researching and making these slides. It's stuff that I already know, so it's not like I have to like sit for hours on end. Like, oh, how the fuck do I do this tutorial video? No. It's like oh, this is already in my brain noggin. Let me just jot this down. So I do a little here and a little there.
Right. That's cool, man.
I enjoy it.
That is super cool.
I get a kick out of it.
Nice. Very nice. And anything else new?
Let's see.
Have you started up any new gigs or anything?
No, I've been so busy with TaskRabbit, it's been ridiculous. It's like, it's usually always the same. The first week I get just a few jobs. Like the first week of the month is always the slowest. But then the second and third week, like the last 3 weeks of the month are just steamrolled. I'm constantly getting stuff. I get a lot of last minute though. A lot of the ones I get are like, oh hey, I need this job done. But out here it's not like, it's different in different markets, but out in Vegas you can only hire someone for the next day. You can't hire them same day. So I get people that hire me for tomorrow, but they need me today. And a lot of them get really fucking pissed off. Like, oh my, I've had some crazy clients. Like I've talked about this a few times, probably even with you. I remember there's this one, like I hate working on the strip because of parking, but aside from that, it's not the end of the world. But there was this dude I remember in this high-rise, in this condo. Yeah. And I went there, and like I'm putting together his furniture in his living room, and he literally like straight up snorted a line of coke.
Are you serious?
Like right there, he was like some real estate dude or whatever.
Oh my god.
And when I first met him, he was like all high energy and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So we go up to his crib. He, starts pounding shots or whatever. It's like 11 a.m. on a fucking Thursday. I'm
crazy,
like,
dude.
Whatever. And then like he's on the phone and like I guess like his girlfriend was coming over or some shit. And then like snorted a line of coke and like, oh, she's here. And he goes and gets the door. And then he's like, oh yeah, if you need anything, just text me and I'll come out and see you. And he goes over into his room. He starts banging his girlfriend loud as fuck with me in the living room. And I just put my headphones in.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dead serious. Like, it's crazy shit. Like,
oh my god.
There was this one girl just this week earlier. Another high-rise condo. On the strip. I didn't. Her face looked familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint who it was. But I was like, yeah, it's like whatever. A lot of people end up looking like that. But then like, she had me go in her room and assemble something. So I'm in her bedroom and I'm looking around and I see like all this camera equipment. I see all these soft lights and stuff, and I'm like, and then like I start looking around. I see like these plaques and stuff. She's like a YouTuber. She's got like the silver play button, the gold play button and stuff.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
I didn't get up and actually analyze it to see, oh, who the fuck is this person? No.
Yeah.
But like I was like, oh fuck, that's cool,
Uh-huh.
Because at first when I saw the camera equipment in her bedroom, I'm like, oh, she must be one of those girls. But
But she's a freaking silver play button YouTuber. That's what, 100,000 subscribers?
She had a gold play button, so she has over 1 million.
Gold.
So she had a silver and a gold.
That's crazy, man. Damn, I could not imagine getting either one of those, dude.
No, but I
That
definitely
is
talked.
nuts.
I talked about this with Themmer when he came on. It's like I'll never understand rich people. Like I understand like having the big, because I go to a lot of super gated communities. Like you drive in, it's one level security. You drive in, you have to see another level of security. Then you drive into a sub community that you have to put in a gate code and stuff. And they have these massive, like 6,000 square foot, if not more, houses, just huge. And it's like you walk in and it's like bare. It's like the houses.
Yeah.
You have the cars, you have the house, but like there's not a whole lot
Massive
on the inside.
houses.
But it's mainly it's I guess it's like that just because the house is so big. It would, if to fill it up would be a lot of clutter. But whatever. But I noticed that a lot of those clients don't pay their invoices. I've done like TaskRabbit ends up paying me out, but they then block that individual from using the platform again until they're paid up.
What?
Yeah, because they'll just not pay. Like they'll put a faulty credit card on, have me come out, do all this work, and to them it's like, oh, I just got all this work for free or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
dang, that sucks. I mean, I guess it doesn't suck for you since you get your money regardless, but I guess that sucks for TaskRabbit. But yeah, so that's one really interesting thing about like rich people, you know, is like some people can be rich and not act rich, and then there's other people who can act rich and not actually be rich. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yeah.
Like they can have all the stuff that makes them look rich, but when it comes down to it, they're like up to their eyeballs in debt. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like their house is mortgaged, their cars are mortgaged, their boat is mortgaged, and they're just barely able to make the payments on this stuff because, you know, it's like I can afford it because I can afford the payments, but I can't afford to buy it outright. So they're cash flow poor. Yeah,
house
so
poor.
that might be the type of people that you're dealing with there. Not to say that all rich people are like that or anything, but you know, there's definitely some of them out there. Even like some of these like huge celebrities, you know, like was MC Hammer freaking went broke. Soldier Boy, yeah. No, I think 50 Cent was like some like fake thing just so he could get out of getting sued.
Oh, 50 Cent. He's an entrepreneur. He's got a, like, I think he owns vitamin water or some shit like that. Like,
yeah. Way back when.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear what happened to freaking Dr. Disrespect?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Did you
Crazy,
hear what happened with
man.
Serena Williams?
Sure did. Yeah.
All right,
so,
what do you want to talk about first? We could talk about Dr. Disrespect, or we could talk about Serena Williams. I could go either or.
well, I think the Dr. Disrespect one will be pretty quick.
All right, go
so let's go that one first.
Well, I heard about it, like his house got shot. I mean, obviously we don't know by who or whatever.
Right.
But the fact that happened is a scary fucking thing.
Oh shit! Many jockey says he was watching the stream when it went down. It's crazy, dude.
Oh. Fuck.
Yeah. So Shelby's asking what happened with Dr. Disrespect. So pretty much what happened with Dr. Disrespect is this. I think it was like a couple days ago. Somebody shot, and I could be wrong here because I don't know the full details, but somebody shot at his house. They didn't hit the house, but they shot at the house, right?
Yes.
Just yesterday, somebody shot at his house again, hit his window. His wife is in the house, the baby's in the house. Luckily, nobody got hurt, but, I mean, like, somebody clearly found out where he lives, you know, because he's a big streamer, right? And they thought it would be, I don't know, funny or something to shoot at the guy's house while he's streaming. Like, that shit's crazy, man. Absolutely freaking crazy. And like on a similar note, I said this would be quick, but I guess it's not really. On a similar note, your boy Jackknife Finnegan, the YouTuber, apparently somebody like doxed him while he was streaming and was like putting his address on his stream, like with multiple accounts and stuff. It's like, dude, it's like streamers gotta be safe, man. Protect your real life identities. There's crazy people out here, dude. Bonkers. But yeah. So what's your take on it, Mace? Well, I guess the Dr. Disrespect and then the Jackknife Finnegan situation.
So it's a scary fucking thing. But Jackknife, what do you mean by Jackknife? I'm sorry, I must have missed it when you said his name.
Yeah, so he was streaming the other day, and somebody had figured out his address, and they were posting it all over his chat. You know, he does the live streams.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And they were, so while he's streaming GTA, they're just posting his freaking address, and he's getting PTSD over this, and like he doesn't want to live stream anymore. I'm like, why are you guys being like so extra? You know, like why would you do this? Like, why would you put this guy's personal information online like that, you know?
So here's, all right, so the Dr. Disrespect thing, we can go.
Yeah.
The consensus is what it is. I mean, you're a high-profile streamer, right? You're like one of the faces of 2018 and the internet, okay?
Right.
He's high profile. He's been in the news like constantly for controversy. He's been in the news for being like this top level streamer and all kinds of crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's its own category. It's a scary fucking existence when you're on that level. Let's look at Jackknife Finnegan. That's a scary thing because he's not big. He's not high profile. So the fact that someone small like him can attract that toxicity in this world is just horrible.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, though. Now I'm a realist about fucking everything. All right.
Yeah.
I'm open about. I live in Las Vegas. I can't really like hide that fact, so I just say I live in Las Vegas. But I don't produce content that directly shows, hey, this is where I live, or this is my neighborhood. You know. Like, I understand how the internet is, so I kind of do what I have to. I do my own due diligence to make sure that my exact location, where I put my head down at night, that's not advertised out there. Now, I'm pretty sure that Jackknife, you know, he has the same forethought. But you know, I can guarantee you from time to time it's going to come up. The internet's a crazy thing. No matter how careful I am, no matter how careful he is, if you're streaming anywhere that's outside, people can fucking find you. I remember Shia LaBeouf, like his whole "He Will Not Divide Us" thing. They moved it to several different locations. After it was taken down at the first location, they moved it. The internet found it. And then finally, what they did is they pointed it to the sky so that there's no landmarks. It was just pointed at a flag that said, "He will not divide us." It was live streaming this flag. And the internet being how it is, they used star maps and the trajectory of airplanes to find the exact location of that flag.
It's ridiculous.
It's like when I put my face out there, like
my God.
Like my rules in the chat, it's like you can talk shit all you want to me because I'm the one taking the risk and putting myself out there. I have the forethought ahead of time saying, hey, I know what I'm getting into. I got to do what I got to do on my end, and if shit's going to come my way, it just is what it is. It's part of the community that I'm volunteering to be a part of. So, I feel bad for him. Holy shit, dude, if that were to happen to me, of course I would like me personally, I wouldn't be as fearful for myself. I'd care more about my family, right? I'd be sleeping. Right.
I mean, you have a wife and a kid. I mean, you're fake wife and kid. You know,
wife
so
and a kid,
yeah.
Yeah. So I would obviously be concerned for them. I would also be sleeping on the couch for several nights. I probably wouldn't be allowed to stream. Like she would be so uncomfortable by it that it would then hinder the content creation. So you know, it is what it is.
It's crazy, man.
But Serena Williams, though.
Yeah.
I was looking this up today. I was getting different angles on it. Holy shit! It's like there's a small part of me that wants to be sympathetic towards her. It's like, okay, you as a woman, all right, you want to put out the fact that you as a woman are getting treated differently than other male players. Okay, well, let me do a little bit of research and look into how male players have acted before. I haven't seen male players do the same temper tantrum. Have I seen them be disrespectful? Have I seen them like cursing or you know, the unsportsmanlike conduct in the moment? Of course I've seen that, right? You're going to see that with any athlete regardless of their race, gender, etc.
Yeah.
The thing with her, though, that the reason why that was a thing for me, and the reason why I ultimately don't feel sympathy, is she had an all-out temper tantrum. This wasn't just her getting pissed off and heated in the moment. This was her first that she was being called out for being coached, right? Which her actual coach admitted, yes, I was trying to coach her. He also said that she wasn't looking his way, but that's what he was intending to do. So that part that part was directly admitted. He also said, it's just a thing, though. We're not supposed to do it, but everyone does it, so fuck it. That's basically what he said. But Serena Williams, though, she was so adamant to defend the fact that she did not, which, you know, hey, if you want to go, if you have to be knowledgeable about this. You have to know, like, hey, I want to defend myself for this. You have to understand that if you're gonna like stop what you're doing to fight this one battle, you got to choose your battles, and that's the one that you chose. You chose to stop everything, and you know, instead of just getting bitched at for it and moving on with your life, you decided to fucking take a stand. So now that you decided to take a stand, you have to take the consequences that come with that. And now here's the thing. And like I said, the fact that, you know, she did point out the fact that you're treating me differently because I'm a woman. Mace Valor likes to take that card and throw it in the trash. However, I do know that in sports, they do treat men differently than women. It's kind of like this old boys club thing. So that's why I didn't immediately throw it away. The reason why I ultimately lost sympathy for her is not because she played the woman card. It's because she looked at him and said, she kept saying, you owe me an apology and all that stuff. She ultimately said, you will never play on one of my courts ever again. Who the fuck do you think you fucking are? I don't give a fuck how high profile you are. The man that she was talking to, the ref that she was talking to, is one of the highest ranking refs in the entirety of tennis, okay?
Yeah. So
this is a guy that is well respected. He's been doing this for fucking years, okay? So who the fuck are you to look at him and say, I'm so... me being just who I am, my fucking existence is worth so much that I can ruin your career. So not only am I going to throw a temper tantrum here, I'm going to put it out there into the world, in front of cameras, in front of microphones, and let the world know that I am so much better than you. That's where I'm like, all right, get off your fucking high horse, bitch. That's the part where I was like, nope, I can't feel any sympathy for you. You're literally acting like a fucking spoiled, entitled child. So that was my ultimate takeaway from it. I did honestly want to feel sympathy for her because I understand in those circumstances, yeah, you know what, it could have been one of those treat the women differently, this is a man's league or a man's world kind of thing. That is a very prolific thing in almost every industry imaginable. So to some extent I can give some level of, hey, I feel your pain. Not, I sympathize with you kind of thing. But then to just carry on the way that she did, so completely unprofessional, just get the fuck out of here. Hold yourself to a higher standard. You are like the fucking best female tennis player in all of human history. And you want to act like that. It's like, oh, the fuck. I mean, here's the thing though, she's not the best tennis player of all time. That I kind of think boils down to a biology thing. If she were to play up against a man, she would get her ass whooped. And I don't think it's because she's a woman. It's, you know, I can go on for this for too long. You take it away now.
Okay, so I think the one thing that I could agree with you on there is that she went a little far in selling the ref that he's never gonna play. He's never gonna ref in another one of her games, right? Like that's like some sort of power trip, some crazy power trip.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is, women in sports get treated differently than men in sports. This particular case, she was treated differently than lots of men who have done similar things, right? And that's fucked up. Like, that shouldn't be the case. And that's a fuck up on this particular ref's side, right? If that was a man that was doing that was getting upset with a particular call, you know, from my understanding, and this was said by lots of other male athletes in tennis. I don't watch tennis, by the way, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Gotcha.
But what they were saying was that, you know, them as men, they have done similar things, and they've gotten warnings, and never really penalized, right? But she's gotten penalized without even a single warning. And then on top of that, what you were saying about she should have checked that she was in the right in terms of her not getting coached. Well, the coach even said that she didn't see that he was trying to coach her.
Right.
You know? And so how is she to know that they weren't giving her a BS call, right? Like, she didn't see the shit. She wasn't paying attention to the shit. Why is she getting penalized for some shit that she didn't even pay attention to? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it should have been up on the ref to say, okay, she saw that she was getting coached. She reacted to her getting coached, and she's going to get penalized for that, you know? Like, other than that, penalize the coach. Why are you penalizing a player who's not even acting on this particular thing? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It's just a new tennis movie, Battle of the Sexes, about female tennis players in the 70s who challenged the best male tennis players and beat them. Oh, okay. Let's see. I've never seen that movie.
It's propaganda. It's fucking propaganda. Fueled by the leftist machine. It's the globalists that want to take over your minds.
Oh my god. Oh, wow. What is that guy's name, Mace? What is his name?
I don't know. I've never heard of them. InfoWars? I don't know what that is.
Oh my god. But yeah, so you know, so I think both of them were in the wrong. Like, she definitely went a bit too far in terms of saying he's never gonna, you know, ref another one of her games. But he was also in the wrong in, you know, actively treating her as a woman differently than she's treated men who have done similar things. Like, and I'm also guilty of this too, you know, of seeing things that men do in a way that it's men being men, and then a woman does it, it's a woman being a bitch, you know. So I'm also guilty of this, and it's something that we as a society actively have to work against, because it's kind of ingrained in us as we were raised as little boys, as little girls, or little whatever it is. Like, it's ingrained in us that when a female acts a certain way, she's a bitch, and a man acts that way, he's just being a man, and that's something that we have to not accept. And so, you know, that was definitely an issue in this particular case, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts on the matter.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just replying to this person.
And if anybody else has any other comments or any topics you want us to discuss, or would like to join in the Discord for that matter, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah.
Mace, you mind if I paste your Discord link?
Absolutely. Let me.
All right, cool.
Let me do that as well. There we go.
All right, and if anybody else wants to jump into the Discord and discuss with you, so you are more than welcome. That's the Discord link right there. KSI versus Logan.
I didn't watch it. Did
you see any clips?
No, I didn't even. Well, because with the when
yeah?
it was streaming, I planned on actually watching it, but when it was actually streaming, I was like, I was working, so I was like, I ain't gonna be fucked with this.
Okay, so this is my point of view. Going into the fight, I thought it was gonna be garbage. You know, I literally thought it was going to be a garbage fight. Deji and what's the younger one's name? Mace?
No idea.
Younger Paul?
Oh, Jake Paul.
One on the wall behind you.
This one,
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So Deji and Jake Paul, really good fight. Like, really, really good fight. Logan Paul and KSI, another really good fight. Like, those guys were actually training, and you could definitely tell that they were like legit training boxing, and they all did a good job in my opinion. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. I wish that it didn't come down to a draw. Like, it's kind of crazy, but those were both really good fights, and they all did really good jobs. Over 1 million people pirated it. Yeah, it was live on Twitch for quite a bit. They even had freaking admins watching it, and the
oh yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, that's really funny. But yeah, they did a great job. You know, the hype machine did a good job. They had a lot of people watching. They had a lot of people that actually paid for it. So good on them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Minnie, what'd you think about the fight? Oh, yeah, Manny, if you want to jump in the Discord, you're more than. Do you want to give us your point of view? I'm just trying to think if there's anything else interesting that hasn't been beat like a dead horse.
Let's see.
This is not rigged.
Fucking what's his name died, dude?
What was his name? Oh my God! Somebody did a freaking song request. It is now 12:37 for me. I'm on the West Coast.
What the fuck?
One sec. I'm gonna get his name in a second here. I know exactly who you're talking about. Maybe not. I could have sworn somebody gave me a song request for it.
The Cuban embargo. Oh, I don't know shit about that.
Not a dang on thing. I don't know anything about Cuban embargo. Unless if they're talking about oh, Mac Miller. There we go. Mac Miller, yeah.
Oh, about yeah. Mac
R.I.P.
Miller,
Mac
yeah.
Miller. Yeah.
I didn't listen to any of his music.
Yeah, I don't really listen to too much of it myself either. All I gotta say is, you know, drug abuse is bad, and you know, drug use not so much, but drug abuse definitely. Anything abuse definitely. Too much of anything is dangerous. Even too much water is dangerous.
I mean,
yeah, everything in moderation.
I'm not addicted to cocaine. I just like the smell. Too soon?
I've never even seen cocaine in person before.
Oh, no?
Never. What does it smell like?
No, I've never done it, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
The
worst on the East Coast.
The worst
like the coast,
thing
yeah.
that I've ever done is smoke weed, which isn't even fucking bad, so.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much same here. 337. GG. Horseradish? What about horseradish, Shelby? That's the worst drug you've done? Oh, man.
This guy's asking me about the Cuban embargo, and he wants to know economic-wise. I don't care about economic-wise. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't negotiate with fucking commies, okay? That's the thing, though.
I don't know. I would have loved to have gone to Cuba, dude.
Oh,
when Obama opened it up.
Oh, hell yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, that aspect, yeah, that's cool. But at the end of the day,
Oh, yeah.
I still think it's real hypocritical of us as a nation to be like, oh, we hate communism. Oh, China, you're our best fucking friend. Let's trade some fucking wares and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like if we like were real, like hardcore, like, hey, this is our stance on communism. Fuck it, we're not gonna fuck with it. Then none of our shit would be made in China.
Oh,
you know?
shit.
That's the thing, though, because
okay.
China is, you know, it helps. What they do for the world is fucking immense. It is insane. So without China, a lot of, not just the US, but a lot of like just shit, a lot of bullshit, like this microphone in front of me, these headphones, this computer like a lot of like tangible shit that's around us is all thanks to fucking China.
Yeah.
China, it's gonna be huge.
It's a good Trump impersonation you got there, mate.
I tried to do good, fine. Excellent response. Straight facts, brother. Fucking ain't right.
All right, so many
Hit the
jockeys
follow
asking, will weed become legal in the EU?
Will we what?
Will marijuana become legal in the? I personally think it's going to become legal pretty much everywhere. Like lots of states in the U.S. have legalized it. I think Canada just legalized it. I know there's a country in South America that just legalized it. Like, you know, this whole war on drugs, throw everybody in jail for smoking weed and selling weed, like, that's the dumbest shit ever. And I think people, like, governments are becoming hip to it. And I think eventually the EU is going to become hip to it as well and legalize it recreationally. Because it makes no sense to have it criminalized, you know? It's like literally no sense. Yeah.
However, as far as the EU is concerned, everything before 1776 was a mistake.
Weed is good. Weed is good. What you said? Everything before 76 was a mistake?
Everything before 1776 was a mistake.
What happened in 76?
That's when we won the Revolutionary War and became a nation.
Wait, what?
Everything before America is bullshit, and it was a mistake.
Why do you? You're gonna have to expand on that that statement.
It's a quote from Parks and Recreation from Ron
Oh,
Swanson.
okay. I never really watched that show, so I didn't know.
So everything before 1776
Ah,
was a
okay.
mistake.
76 Constitution was signed as well.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Sorry,
Honestly,
my history is a little weak.
I'd go back at 1774 when the first shot was fired in Concord. Just throwing that out there. The Paul Revere ride from Concord to Lexington. You know, that's as far back as America warm-blooded I am.
Yeah. Yo, one other thing that I really dislike about on drugs is that it seems like it gets implemented unjustly. From my understanding, like blacks and whites use like drugs at similar rates. Yet, even though blacks are way lower in the total population, there are like more of them in jail for drugs. Like that. It seems like the war on drugs is implemented in a kind of racist way. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
No, you disagree, Mace?
Oh, well, I mean, come on, dude. Are we really going to argue this? It's not a kind of racist way. It's a very racist way.
It's very racist. Okay, I was about to say, like, I have to pull out some stats.
Here's what pisses me off, okay? Like, for me, I kind of...
yes, I was born in the... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No.
Oh, no, somebody was just asking if I was born in the USA. Yes, I was born in the U.S. on the East Coast in Maryland. Sorry, go ahead, Mace.
Yeah, if you want to call that pathetic, tiny little runt a state. All right,
baby state.
No, all right, so here's the thing. For me, my standpoint has always been a crime is a crime is a crime is a crime is a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a lot of things that... I'm the kind of guy where I don't fall into the whole race baiting shit. I just kind of like ignore it. But when certain things happen, when certain things come up, it brings out the white knight social justice warrior in me. Because I think to a certain degree, when there's certain things that happen in the world, people can get a little bit heated on it. Like that whole Brock Turner thing. If Brock Turner, like, was the same, like, wealth-wise was the same, and all he changed was his skin color, guarantee you he'd be in prison right the fuck now.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. Like, when
Hold on, what was that shit that they said? It was... Oh, God, I can't remember what the term was.
He didn't intend to rape her because their clothes were still on. That it was outer course, not inner course. Get the fuck out of here. It was sexual assault. It was battery. It was a violent act. There's nothing you can do. It's not... Don't let him throw away his entire life for 20 minutes of bad choices. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
It's crazy.
But the thing that always pissed me off, this is talking about the war on drugs, is you take someone just by changing their skin color changes the verdict. You get white guys that are caught with the same amount of drugs on them. They go to prison for a lot less time than black people or Mexican people. It's like, I don't know why we can't just do it across the board. I mean, hey, fuck it. If this is the case, why are we playing special? It's like, oh well, the judge decided, well, in this person's situation, they had never had an offense before. Okay. First time offense. Okay, let's get dinged off for that. I can say we all make mistakes in our life. Fuck it, ding off for that. This black guy over here got caught with the same amount of cocaine on him. But instead of, first time offense, what do we give him? Intent to deal. He's
a dangerous thug and a criminal. He deserves it.
Like that shit, like, really,
Throw the book at him.
Really?
Throw the book all the way at him.
That's why I always thought that the whole war on drugs thing was inherently racist. It's like, because if this goes back a long fucking time, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember which president it was that put a certain precedent out. Basically, they incentivized women to marry the state, right? And statistically, it was minority women were far more likely to go on welfare and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen is it's like, oh, if by not having a male counterpart, the female can get more money. If the male is not in the home, they can get more from the state. So why bother having a man with a job, a man with anything going for him? Just have nothing but kids, and then you can be handed all this stuff. So it incentivized women to essentially marry the state, and in doing so, it sent a crippling effect for generations. You have that's why like statistically a lot of minority kids are growing up in homes without a father figure. Now, every situation's obviously different, but if you look at it broad spectrum, if you look at it in mass, the reason why is because these women were incentivized to marry the state. So these kids are growing up in homes without a father figure, because the way that the system was designed, it was designed to benefit the woman to leave the man, right? And what happens when a man's not in the home? Let's get a little bit of patriarchy up in this bitch. When the man is not in the home, when the man is not there to do his job as a father, do his job as a man, uphold the household for the family, like provide. If the man can't be there for that, what happens to the child? What happens to the kid? Well, growing up, when my dad wasn't around to keep the reins in on me, I went fucking buck wild, right? But when dad would step in, I'd be pulled back in, get on the straight and narrow,
Yeah.
If that male figure isn't there, that opens the floodgates for the kid to get in all kinds of fucking crazy hijinks. And then it just ripples on through time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that also depends on the kid as well.
True. Yes.
But
we definitely talked about this before. Yeah.
Yeah, because like my older brothers, like when my dad wasn't around, they got into all sorts of craziness, right?
Hell yeah.
But with me, my mom, she was like, if you get into even half of the craziness that your brothers put me through, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna kill myself. And I was like, I don't think you're joking, so I'm not gonna fuck around with anything. I was like, I'm on the straight and narrow. This shit is no joke, bruh. So I think, there's circumstances that can affect that particular thing. But I think in general, I think you are correct there. Without a father figure in the house, or at least a woman who can provide the role of that particular, thing, then there can be issues.
That's
for
some dark ass
sure.
shit, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna kill you and then kill myself.
Bruh, freaking immigrant parents don't fuck around, bro. Immigrant parents do not fuck around, especially from Africa. That's how you get put in a box. Africa with the host. Thank you, brother. You got the good one. Yeah, man. All right, so Mace, what do you think about the different waves of feminism? First wave feminism, second wave feminism, third wave feminism.
Well, feminism, by and large, historically to now, is fucking cancer.
Oh.
No.
Even
no.
first and second wave?
No, I'm just being an asshole. No.
Okay.
So modern day 2018 feminism is completely garbage. It's one of those things that's so far removed from what it originally was trying to be. You go back in time, first wave feminism, they were fighting for rights. They were fighting for a sense of the egalitarianism. They were fighting for a true sense of equality. The reason why it was feminism, because it was about women, and it was essentially run by women. You want to go back in time, let's go back in time to when women got the right to vote. Who was pushing for women to have the right to vote? Well, it was fucking men were pushing for women to have the right to vote. And that was a lot of different reasons why. Back then, if you had the right to vote, that meant that you had stuff like mandatory bucket duty. You had to be enlisted in the draft.
And what's that, mandatory bucket duty?
It was like, if there's a fire nearby, you have to assist the firefighters and stuff.
Oh, I've never heard of that before. Interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot of incentives back in the day to add people into the pool of voting. Now, if you even go back and look at Congress, right? Congress, you know, they want more votes. You can only have so many votes, right?
Yeah.
And if you limit it to just men, if you limit it to just white men, there's a large portion of the entire country that you could have voting for you. So a lot of politicians were like, if we give women the right to vote, chances are they're going to vote the way that their husband thinks. So we don't have to appeal to women. We just have to continue to appeal to men, but allow women to vote. We get twice the votes. That was kind of the mentality. So there was a lot of incentives for women to get the right to vote. The number one group of people that fought against women's right to vote, what I would kind of say would be tied, is number one would be the traditionalists, the ones that were like, so far back, you know, like old fucks in Congress, like, I don't want them having any part of this shit. This is a man's world. You know, that kind of shit. And then you had the actual women that did not want the right to vote. Why did these women not want the right to vote? Well, the problem with modern day feminism, when they try to formulate some sort of argument for this, is like, oh, they didn't want to vote because people were telling them that they couldn't, and it was men that were pushing them down and saying that you're not allowed to do this. I'm like, no, women didn't want the right to vote because they knew that having the right to vote not only meant, like, not only do I have this right in this country as a citizen, I now have this right, it includes the responsibilities that come with the right to vote, as like the mandatory backup duty, stuff like the draft and whatnot. Like, there were other responsibilities that were lumped in to the right to vote, and a lot of women wanted no part of that, you know. So a lot of the one I heard from Louder and Crowder when he did his little sit down where he talked about modern day feminism and whatnot. The thing that this one girl said was like, oh, the women that didn't want the right to vote, they were like the really rich housewives. I'm like, no, what? No, they didn't give a shit. It was the women that didn't want the right to vote because they didn't want the responsibilities that went in line with that. So ultimately what happened is the right to vote was then separated from the other requirements, which is why men had to enlist in the draft come Vietnam instead of the women, because that was a separate thing. Women were allowed to vote, but they didn't have to enlist in the draft.
I see.
So the problem I have with modern day feminists is that they're not fighting for anything. They're fighting for, well, they're not really fighting. They're demanding, and I don't like demands. I don't negotiate with terrorists, but they're demanding that they have more, right? And it gets to a certain point where you just
more
say
in what
no.
sense? More of what?
They're fighting. They're demanding superiority. So a lot of modern day feminists is that they have this thought that, like, oh, through the course of history, men have been this way, men have been that way. Therefore, it's our turn to take the lead. It's our turn. You need to give us. You need to give us. We are the captain now. Like that's their whole mentality, and that's what I just don't like. You're not going to come up here and do that. Why me, Mace Valor, born in 1990? How the fuck? Why do I get punished? Why do I get made lesser for what people did fucking 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago? How come I'm the brunt of like, you're mad at society for the way it was back then, and you're acting as if it's happening now. Currently, it's...
Well, I mean, there are still issues that are going on today that are very important issues for women.
Right, but the problem is with modern day feminism is that they don't pinpoint modern day issues. What they do is they take issues from the past and bring it up in the present. It's a thing with the women, is they bring up the past so much. You want to talk about issues that are going on today? Let's talk about issues that are going on today. Let's talk about the whole Me Too movement, like the whole corruption.
I think I have to disagree with you on that. Nice.
Ooh. Continue.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. So, from my understanding, a lot of the issues that modern day feminists that they have issues with is large amounts of rape, right? Like, that shit's crazy.
Define that, please. Large amounts of rape. What do you mean?
So, I think it was like one in 3 women deal with some sort of sexual harassment. God, I'd have to look up the statistic. Stats on women dealing with sexual harassment. Okay. Okay, here we go. New survey has found, this is from NPR, February 21, 2018. A new survey has found, all right, so I'll just pull this up real quick. A new survey has found 81% of women have experienced sexual harassment. That's not something that men generally have to deal with, you know? And modern day feminists would love if they didn't have to deal with sexual harassment. So the way that some of them go about it, I think I have a problem with it in that they say like, you know, all men sexually harass. That's not the case. A lot of men sexually harass, and no men should sexually harass. But I'm just not sure like how you would go about actually solving that particular issue. You know what I'm saying? But
well,
I just brought that up to say that there are issues today that they are dealing with that, you know, that are real issues that they talk about. You know, it's not just all, you know, stuff that happened in the past that isn't happening today.
Hold on. All right, so my thing with that, when it comes to statistics, comparing the men and women stuff, men don't report things as often as women. Also, hey, Jack Knife Finnegan, what's up? Also, since we brought up rape, right?
Yeah.
2018, the way that a lot of, especially just women in general, it's just like this whole mentality is it's this whole idea that if I had sexual intercourse with a woman right now and it was perfectly consensual, we're both into it, we both agree to it, and we're both all about it, and we both want it, right? Mutual.
Mm-hmm.
If a year from now, if she then a year later regrets having sex with me, it is socially acceptable for her to say that she was raped by me.
Mm.
That's the problem that I have. So a lot of these statistics, they kind of, they go in, it's kind of blindsided by the fact that women can then change their mind. And it's like, did you agree to it in the moment?
I mean, the thing is, though, like, that goes both ways. Like, a man can do that and a woman can.
Well, no, society says that it's a societal view. If a man, men aren't really supposed to reject sex, okay? It's kind of like socially like, oh, why would you reject sex or whatever, right? It's this thing where the man is supposed to always be a man and always want sex. So if a woman wants sex from a man and she gets rejected by him, then it's like, well, what the fuck is wrong with him, kind of thing. Here's a prime example. And this I'm not denying that rape is a thing. Of course it is. It's a horrible fucking thing.
It's a terrible thing. Yeah.
They should be not chemically castrated. They should be just like, get the hot knife out and cut that shit off, right? Like fuck anyone.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but
oh, I would. It's a horrible, disgusting thing, and it makes you less of a man if you have to get your jollies off by taking it from someone. It's horrible. But my thing is false accusations. False accusations.
I mean, that's serious. That can destroy people's lives. Sure.
But here's the thing, though. So Harvey Weinstein, I'm not defending this man, but this is an actual thing. I have to ask fake wife about it. If you want, I can have her send it over to me real quick. But there was a woman that, Hollywood woman or whatever, she said that she was sexually assaulted and raped by Harvey Weinstein. Oh, wow, okay, so you're adding to the movement, the whole time's up, Me Too, you're taking a stand, you're like, enough is enough, this whole industry is fucked, this guy did this to me, it's horrible, right? Turns out that they got a whole bunch of her email correspondence that she had with Harvey Weinstein, and it turns out, like, okay, so on the days that you said that you were raped, immediately after you had an email correspondence, you know, saying like you had so much fun, you were calling him daddy, and you couldn't wait to meet up again, and you had pictures of you two kissing each other and shit, and it's like, so a person that's raped isn't going to then email the person that raped them and said that I had such a wonderful time, let's do this again. So it's those false accusations like that when they finally come to light, it hurts the people that were actually harmed. It hurts the people that, you know, it doesn't help the case against them at all. You know, and that's something that let's take a look at college campuses, for example, right? There's been tons of times where men have been falsely accused. And on college campuses, it's a no-go policy, right? If you sexually assault someone, they're gonna crucify you, which is obviously what should be done. But because of the false accusation thing, you are guilty until proven innocent. That's the way it's looked upon on college campuses.
Yeah, I think that was that Title IX that was implemented by Obama. I think
well, Title IX,
DeVos is trying to change that though.
I think Title IX was focusing on the whole bathrooms issue when it came to genders and whatnot, that horseshit. But what was it? There was a guy that, well, I can give you two examples in these colleges. One guy, there was this gay dude that was hitting on this guy, and the guy didn't reciprocate. He didn't feel like, oh, I'm not like that, so no thanks. And so because he didn't reciprocate feelings of homosexuality towards this guy that was hitting on him, the guy then went to a friend of his that worked for like the student government or whatever, and told his friend about it. And she's like, oh, just say that he called you a fag or whatever, and they'll kick him out of school. So the guy basically made a false accusation saying, oh, he's calling me gay, he's calling me a faggot, he's calling me all these things, and he's disrespecting me, and I feel like all this stuff. So they ended up expelling the other guy from school just based upon the accusation, without any proof or anything like that. All it was just that. The guy's entire scholarship, everything that he had worked for since high school to be up at this university, all fucking gone because of a false accusation, with not a single investigation into actually what the fuck actually
crazy.
happened. Hey, how about we ask this guy, hey, this accusation was made against you. Do you have something
what
to say
actually
about
happened? Right.
There's another one where
crazy.
Here's another one. This guy, he was asleep, or he got drunk, fell asleep, and this girl went in his room, and she blew him, right, while he was sleeping, drunk. And then the next day, she told, she basically reported that he had raped her.
Wow.
But he never did. And the thing is, and here's the thing though, it came to light after the fact, and sad story, the guy ended up killing himself because, depression, and his whole world turned upside down because of it. There was text message correspondence that came out like a year later that she was telling her friend, like, oh, I did this with him, but he was sleeping, so it was okay. And, oh, I just said, that he raped me because I felt bad because he had a girlfriend and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's like you have the false accusations that make the other victims look bad, and then there are things that happen to men that just get ignored. Yeah.
So Shelby's asking, how do we know that he didn't actually call him those names? So it sounds like a straight guy getting super defensive and turned to name calling.
What?
The guy who said was a gay guy hit on him, and there were accusations against a straight guy that he called him all these homophobic things, right?
Oh,
like,
no.
How do we know that it didn't happen? Like, did he admit that he lied about it?
Yeah, it was an admission after the fact.
Okay, so Shelby, the guy admitted to lying about it after the fact.
Louder at Crowder did a piece on it. I can try and search through his archive. It was probably about a story about from a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
He's the one. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I just want to give my point on the different levels or the different stages of feminism, and then I want to move on to a different topic.
Yo.
All right. So first wave feminism, giving rights to women to be able to. I believe first wave feminism was to give rights to women to be able to own property and things of that nature. Second wave feminism, this was a good thing. Second wave feminism was giving women the right to vote. I don't know the whole history of it like Mace does here, so I can't really speak to the history of who was for it and who was against it. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it was a good thing, giving women the right to vote. Third wave feminism, I believe that happened in the 90s. And third wave feminism, from my understanding, was supposed to give women, it's equality for everybody and not just giving rights to women. But from my understanding, it kind of turned into this, like, the patriarchy is bad and men are bad as well sort of deal. And that also turned into fourth wave feminism, which is what we have today, which is like internet feminism, like social justice warriors on Twitter and Instagram and all this other stuff where they're just trying to bash men, and it's not necessarily asking for equality for women, you know. But you know, the one aspect that I do agree with is that there should be no rape.
Oh, of course.
So saying there is sexual from women, and I don't like that they ignore the negatives from women and just focus on the negatives for men. But yeah, so that's my point of view on the different waves of feminism. I would say okay, and then these jockey will not be good. I got to debate. I want to see this guy prove wrong. Yeah, so that's my point. So I guess Mace, on some points I disagree with you on. Some points I agree with you on. Do you have any rebuttals on that?
No, not really.
All right.
No,
So,
I like.
yeah.
I appreciate this standpoint. The only thing that I've ever really had an issue with when it comes to modern day feminism is, like I said before, it's like it's the air of superiority, where you kind of removed the. I guess the word would be wishy-washiness. Like doing better for those around you. Like you mentioned, the original strive of modern-day feminism was to equality across the board, not just for women, but also bring minorities up with them. Like, hey, going back, like I said before, it's the egalitarianism thing, equality across the board. And you know, I'm totally for that. I would never ever be against that.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you take yourself and you feel superior, you want to be superior, you demand a level of superiority against another person based upon their race, their gender, or their creed. And that's where I can't get on board with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would agree with you 100%. Yeah, if we're fighting for equality, I'm with you until the day I die. But if we're trying to say that all men are shit, you know, like half the world is shit, like I can't get with that. All right, so the next topic is somewhat actually Mace. I guess I'm kind of piggybacking off of your stream, so I'll ask you if you're okay with me getting the next topic.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So Shelby was saying that she had some insoles come into her stream and like harass her.
This is all me.
MRW types.
MGTOW, men going their own way.
Yeah. So what's your take on that? Or I guess, you know, her getting harassed, obviously a terrible thing, right? Like nobody would be for that in any sense of the word, any sense of how it happens. But you know, the MRW movement, insoles, like what's your take on these folks?
They are not men. You know, actually, there's a video that I did recently. I haven't uploaded it yet. I recorded it a few days ago, but it's funny that you say this. These guys I always find sickening. In this video that I made, I asked myself, whatever happened to chivalry, right? Well, my standpoint is chivalry kind of changed. Like, you change with the era, you change with the times and whatnot.
Yeah.
So modern day chivalry is very different, and the way it kind of boils down to it's a level of respect for a person of the opposite gender. That's essentially what modern day chivalry is. And then how do you give that respect? You give that respect, you know, with honesty, you know, being open and whatnot. The problem that I've always had with like the incels, the men going their own way, the fucking stereotypical nice guys, is that they're not genuine. They're not honest. You know, you get these guys that they become bitter to the world because a woman doesn't want to share affections with them. And a woman, let's take a look at the old adage, right? Women like bad boys, not nice guys. Well, why do women like bad boys? Well, bad boys are fucking honest. Nice guys, like every nice guy in the world, they only want to get in a woman's pants.
Some ulterior motives.
A bad boy will look you in the eyes and say, I want to fuck you. That's honesty. That's genuine. A nice guy will look you in the eye and say, I'll hold the door open for you. I'll do all these things for you, but I expect this in return. It's that
That's
level
the problem right there.
You know,
that's the problem.
And these guys, they're not men. They're man children with their fucking Lunchables. Like these, I don't have respect for these guys. They're not fucking men. They're children. They can't get what they want, so they instantly go on the defensive. There's this guy I watch called Sorrow TV. What he does is he goes on Reddit and he gets the top posts from whichever subreddit and he does a little video about it. And he has a series called r/nice guys, and every single post is exactly the same. Guy hits up a girl online, he's being all nice and whatever. The moment the girl rejects him, he's like, fuck you, you stupid fucking slut.
It. Yeah.
And it's like, really? That's how you uphold yourself in the world?
Yeah. It's like, I was just trying to be nice to you and you rejected. It's like, dude, you're not nice. You're a fucking asshole. It's like you were the furthest thing from nice. Coming here with these ulterior motives, and you just start calling people bitches and whores, and I hope you die just because you didn't get what you wanted. Like, fuck off with that bullshit, dude. Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm not saying.
So that's, yeah.
I'm not fucking perfect, and I'll never say that I am. But I do have a really good vantage point because there was a time in my life where I was a nice guy, where I was that guy, but I did have my ulterior motive. It wasn't so much for sex; it was more so emotional gratification. I liked the attention. You know,
okay.
I didn't need to get laid. I just like to be in the limelight. I like to, have someone's affections. But then as soon as I turned that off, and I was like, just fuck it, just be you, man. See, the problem I have with the nice guys is the reason why they turn out the way they do is they're not honest with themselves. Modern day chivalry, you got to be honest with the other person, right? But bottom line, being a man, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, you're fucking rough looking. Okay, let's fucking do this. Okay, you got to fucking face facts, and you got to realize, what can I offer a woman? Not much. How do I fucking fix that? It's like, you have to respect yourself as a man. Okay, you get these fucking fedora wearing fucking neckbeards, okay, that think that like, oh, I'm God's gift to humanity, when you're really not shit. But these guys, all they have to do, look themselves in the mirror, be honest with themselves, and they'll be good to go. There's so many nice guys that once they remove all that toxicity out, the moment that they take a look at themselves and they're like, you know what? There's a lot of shit wrong with me. Why don't women want me? Maybe because this is how I approach them. Maybe it's because I do this, that, and the other. But they don't want to look in the mirror that way. Because self-reflection's a son of a bitch, man. I'm telling you, when you get that cold, hard glare right back at yourself, that's the most pure form of honesty in the world. And it is rough. It is hard. There are so many things in my life when I look at myself in the mirror, it makes me want to fracture to my very core. But you know what? I do it. Because if I'm not honest with myself, how the fuck can I be honest with anyone around me?
That's deep, man.
And on that note, I do have to get going. Fake wife wants to go to bed, so.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for the stream, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I always enjoy having a guest. You know me. Deuces. As always, this is Mace Fowler, signing off.